Well, summer grilling season is in full swing, and today we're making something really delicious. We're making a swordfish and a grilled ribeye, and both are dressed with the same great sauce. It's a Salsa Verde green sauce, which is a green herb sauce. And we've adapted it in two ways, one for the fish and one for the meat. So the carnivores and non-carnivores alike are happy, and you as a host have a much simpler cooking task. Let's go make it. So let's make the Salsa Verde, which of course just means green sauce. It's an herb sauce, and it's really more of a formula than a recipe. The base of it is parsley. So let's chop up a bunch of parsley leaves. You know, the heavy parts of the stem you don't want to use, but the tender stems at the end you can. You use about 4 times as much parsley as anything else. Let's start with that. Okay, there's our parsley and scallion, very thinly sliced. There we go. So this is something that you want to assemble not at the very last minute, but pretty soon before you eat it, because a fresh herb sauce like this will get kind of dull tasting after a while. But you probably want to chop it up and mix it, I'd say an hour before you intend to use it. Not much more than that. Now we'll add our capers. Capers come packaged sort of two ways. They're either packed in salt or they're in a brine. Either way, you want to wash them very carefully to get all that saltiness off. And then dry them carefully between paper towels and roughly chop them. Now our lemon zest, the zest of 1 large lemon. And now we'll add our featured herb of the day, basil, fresh basil leaves, so fragrant. Let's mix that up. And now we'll bind it with olive oil. Now, how much olive oil you use sort of depends on what you're using the salsa for. For things like chicken or fish, you can use quite a lot of oil because they tend to be, lean proteins, and the extra sort of fat is welcome. It helps the texture. If you're using beef or lamb, which tends to be fattier, just use enough oil to bring it together. So I'm just going to add a little bit of oil right now just to bring it together, and then I'll adjust it later. So there we go. And now we'll add salt and pepper. Quite a bit of black pepper is nice, but again, it's up to you. And then taste it. Very nice and fresh. I'm actually going to add a little lemon juice to this to brighten it up. Very nice. Bright and herbal, nicely salty, which will taste nice on the meat or fish. So now let's adapt this for our 2 different proteins. For the fish, I'm going to thin this out with a little more olive oil, and I'm going to add some chopped avocado. There you go. There's our fish Salsa Verde. Now let's do something for the beef. We don't need to add more oil, but with beef, I think a little mustard makes a great addition. A little sharp and tangy, and the rich beef can really hold up to that. So add about a teaspoon. Mix this up. So now that our salsas are done, let's get things on the grill. So now we're grilling a ribeye steak and swordfish to go with our wonderful mustard Salsa Verde and our avocado Salsa Verde. So again, the fish is nearly done here. It's on a cooler side of the grill, and the steak will get to 135 degrees internal temperature. I think we're almost there. So in just a few minutes, we'll plate this up. Immediately top it with the Salsa Verde, just to let those flavors soak in as the meat rests. Let's go eat.